90% favorite at 538 at the moment. Like I get it, polls lie or whatever, but that's like the worst. It's like the worst that you're betting Trump 1-1. I would at least be asking people to give me like 2.5. You know?
Okay, I mean, okay, people in the comments are saying Trump will win, says Skylar. Okay, not sure. I mean, I think, as you mentioned, the polls, it's very hard to believe the polls, right? But I mean, I think pretty much most people believe with strong certainty that Biden is going to win, right? But I think for crypto, I don't think it matters who wins. I think regardless, they'll print money and everything will pump to the moon and beyond. That's kind of the sentiment.
Yeah.
But if everyone's thinking that, maybe that's not the case. Maybe it will take a lot longer. But either way, though, I think it's definitely going to be a very interesting time. Definitely, at least I don't think it makes sense to have trades in crypto during the election because of the uncertainty. Or if you're up on big trades, definitely make sure to take profits. Bill, your take? How do you think the election will affect things?
Okay, so when they said that they weren't going to do the stimulus, that's it's pretty brutal. When they adjourned the Senate and said we're not doing anything on stimulus until after the election, particularly with the evictions and all of the sort of protection for renters that are going to expire soon, that seems really brutal. Honestly, I think that's driven by the Fed and the Treasury saying, don't put 2.2 T in circulation. The bond market will go hysterical. Let the election go by. Let the Fed put money in the system. Then you can do what you need to do. So I think they held off on stimulus because they're concerned about rates. And what I'm reading is that the big metric to look at for crypto for the election is what happens with long-term interest rates. If they're stable or go down, crypto can go up a lot. One thing people forget about 2018 is that one of the things that helped wreck crypto was a huge Fed tightening cycle, right? Where short-term interest rates went up a lot. Okay. So, it was like 1x or 2x on short-term interest rates. So what happens with rates is probably more important than what happens with stocks. And I think at the end of the day, I think all the bad things that anybody can imagine will probably occur. It may not occur on November 3rd, but they probably will between now and January when the inauguration happens. I just think you're going to see the central banks, right? Central banks, particularly in Europe. I mean, the Fed is aware of what's going on in Europe with the virus, right? And I know that in the crypto community, we make jokes about the Fed, about printing money, about central banks. This situation may be so volatile. This may be a situation, unlike many of the other situations prior to the pandemic, where they're justified in coming in massively. Right. Like if governments are talking about knocking on your door Christmas Day, you have a national security problem. And this is why you have central banks right now. Of course, being a crypto head, we're talking our book, and we're talking altcoins. I do work for Token Metrics, but I do like the charts. And I do like the idea of, what's the new QQQ, right? So it's like, what should you have for the election, right? And Manny put it up, right? You should have 2% in all of these things that could turn into a component of the next QQQ or NASDAQ 100. The next NASDAQ 100 is in crypto somewhere. And now when everyone is distracted, now could be the time to go shopping. You're just going to have to stomach the volatility if there's a move in interest rates. But you've been stomaching the volatility in DeFi the whole time. Like everyone in legacy is like, ooh, what's going to happen? And everybody in crypto is like, well, dude, it kind of already did happen. It went all the way up and went all the way back down. I mean, there is support at zero, but, we've already lived through it in crypto.
For sure. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Bill.